Welcome to Kayan Frequency, where mind, body, and culture connect in the ever-evolving landscape of wellness in the UAE. My name is Borna Bandari. I'm the CEO of Cymbiotika Middle East.
And I'm Hadil Al Khatib. I'm a certified nutrition and gut health coach. I'm also the founder of the Broth Lab, Catcha, Matcha, and the Roost City.
So we're here today to talk about superfoods and supplements and figure out how they fit into our daily life here in the UAE. And I think we're going to start with some rapid fire questions.
I love rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
Okay, capsules or liquid?
Liquid.
AM ritual, PM ritual?
For me, AM ritual.
Spirulina or chlorella?
I don't really use either. I'm not against either one, but I don't use either.
Yeah, they're great for detox, gut-friendly, but I'm not a big fan of these powders either. Okay, superfood or whole food?
I'm going to go with whole food just because I really try to stick to a whole foods diet. So
that's where the real magic is.
Exactly.
Probiotics or prebiotics?
I'm going to defer this one to you because you're the gut health specialist.
I'll say prebiotics just because you can't build a healthy gut without feeding the bacteria first.
Right.
So definitely prebiotics.
Right. I have a friend that she always says weeding, seeding, and feeding.
100%.
Exactly. I knew you would agree with that.
Matcha shot or green smoothie? You better answer right now. It's right in front of you.
If it's one of your matchas, and especially if it's mixed with the Cymbiotika, I'm going matcha shot all day long.
And that answer is correct. Turmeric latte or bone broth? That's another one for you.
That's another one. Yeah, we're going bone broth.
100%. Bone broth always, because it has all the different amino acids, easily to bioavailable, easy to digest, and of course it has all the minerals, proteins. Then unfortunately a turmeric latte would lack, even though it has the antioxidants.
Right.
That's a tricky one for you. One supplement you never skip. I know you don't want to have favorites.
Right. I mean, I've been taking the glutathione every morning for the last 4 years, so I would put that up there. And I don't know if we consider this a supplement, but I'm going with high quality salt every morning.
Yeah. High quality electrolytes.
Yeah.
For me, I absolutely love the mushroom mix. Obviously put it in the matcha. For me, lion's mane is my new favorite. But for years, I've been supplementing with magnesium.
Okay.
I feel magnesium for me with this crazy hustle and bustle of Dubai is so essential. But yeah, it's hard to pin one.
And I'm on the magnesium too. That's more of my evening ritual.
Yeah.
I usually take my magnesium at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so important. It's foundation for calm, sleep, and cellular balance. What do superfoods and supplements really mean today?
I think right now you need to be very cautious with supplements, especially. I think right now we're seeing in the space that everybody's coming out with a supplement. Every week there's a new brand, and a lot of people, it makes me happy in a lot of ways, and it kind of makes me a little cautious, I would say, in a lot of ways too, because I see a lot of people raising the bar and trying to come out with really nice things, and I love seeing that, and I support. I wouldn't call them competition. I support other people in the space and I jump on, but I do see a lot of gimmicky stuff. I see a lot of stuff where people are not doing it with the right intention, more of a profit situation. So that's kind of how I see the supplement space right now. I think it's great. Overall, I think it's great what we're seeing. I think we're seeing us going backwards and really going to the ancient knowledge and what we used to know in the past, what our grandparents used to teach us about. I feel like we're tapping back into that, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I feel the future is backwards now.
Exactly.
We're going back to mental health, slowing down, eating right, slow simmered, fermentation, all of that are rituals.
You're exactly right.
From our ancestors, and I feel that's the supplementation era we're going into.
Yeah, even the matcha. Look at the matcha, whereas maybe 5-10 years ago, it's coffee, quick drink.
Correct.
Matcha, it's a ritual.
Ceremony,
it's a ceremony to make it, the process and everything. So I agree with you there. How do you personally define food as the medicine?
So I look at food as medicinal because every bite you take either feeds disease or eliminates disease, fights it back. So every bite you take literally reduces inflammation or adds to inflammation. It's as simple as that. So every choice, every conscious choice from our AM ritual when we wake up, what we decide to consume, do, or how we, take on the day really affects us long term. So food is medicine. It is the foundation of what we're
I love
built.
that quote, by the way. That's one of my favorite quotes. I've said it forever.
Yeah, you can't really supplement your way through food, but supplements really complement what you eat and not the other way around. You know, there's no shortcuts when it comes to food.
Right.
What role does bioavailability play when it comes to supplements?
This must have been specially prepared for me. I think that's probably the pillar of Cymbiotika. I think that's what Cymbiotika is all about. I think that's how Cymbiotika was born when Shervin came up with the Omega back in 2018, and just getting the liquid liposomes so that everything is more bioavailable. And not to brag, but I was just in LA a month ago, and to see all the brands now shifting to the liquid liposomal sachets, it just lets us know that we're on to something and it's working and people feel the difference. So I think bioavailability is the key to supplements. I think it's one of the main things that people should be looking at when they're purchasing.
Yeah, definitely Shervin was on one of the first to really include liposomal liquid.
Yeah.
And bioavailability is so important because in the past, research was pointing towards what we digest. It's no longer what we digest, it's what we can absorb.
Right.
So you could be consuming tons of supplements, but if they are in powder form or if they are in capsule form, the majority of people with so many digestive issues cannot just absorb it, but it doesn't get assimilated in a way where it goes to your bloodstream. So bioavailability is the most important thing to look at when it comes to supplements.
It's the key. Why are people feeling more depleted than ever, and how do supplements and functional foods help?
I love this question. Well, we all know stress, processed food, we're all running on caffeine from coffee. But the truth is agriculture is no longer the way it used to be in the past. Our great-grandfathers, our grandfathers and mothers, they used to eat through regenerative agriculture where the cattle was still roaming around, fertilizers were clean, less spraying, we eat seasonal. That's no longer the case.
Right.
We're living in this beautiful country, but we import most of our produce in here, and we're rarely eating farm to table anymore. So we're getting depletion because our food is no longer, containing the daily percentages of folates, vitamins, minerals that we're supposed to do, but also our soils are no longer fertile.
Right.
So there's no way around not supplementing anymore and saying that whatever we eat is calculated as what it intends for us to absorb. That case is long closed, Supplementation is key. Smart supplementation and rotating is key. And consuming what we can from fresh, organic, seasonal is more important than organic, in my opinion. And also to just be wary where our ancestors are from, So eating as per your type, as per your DNA, is so crucial. So we're all really depleted because we're all going by international standards, forgetting our blood type, our ancestry, forgetting, how depleted the soils are, not caring how, the food combinations are. Oh my God, I can go on forever of why we're depleted. But thank God for clean supplementation, because we can biohack our system into not reaching that rock bottom, because I've been there back in the years, and it's no joke.
No, it's not. And it's interesting. I was in Sri Lanka last week, and we were staying in this beautiful land that this couple had bought 20 years ago and built it out. And every day they were putting out breakfast and lunch, and everything was from the land. Yeah. Everything was local. And just eating the papaya there and the mango and, the rooted vegetables, you could literally taste it. Not just that it tasted better. You could taste that it had all the nutrients and everything in there, you know? Whereas when we come in these big cities and we go shop and everything's imported and it's being picked way before it's ripe, and it's just not the business.
And it's rotting with mold on the supermarket shelves before it goes on discounts. And like you said, exactly, it is a big issue in our food system. However, there are ways to be smart about it, going to the farmer's market, understanding where the origins of the produce are, eating with cofactors, understanding the combination of food is so important. But I agree, I'm traveling to a retreat to Shiva Som, and I love that retreat. I love that place because all their produce, everything that's in the kitchens is from their land.
Yeah.
Within the vicinity of that retreat.
I would attend the retreat just for that alone.
Oh my God, it's
just
amazing. And you've got the chef with passion talking about when he put the seeds, how he was harvesting, and that is everything. And like you said, exactly, it's not just the taste, you can smell them.
Yeah.
The fruits have a significant, it really indicates how long it's been in the soil, when it was harvested. The taste is just different. You can smell it before you taste it. Absolutely. For you, Borna, with Cymbiotika, Middle East, is testing important before starting supplements? Is it really important for us to really come to you and say, okay, I've done my CBC, my complete blood work, and I came deficient with certain B vitamins, probably my B12 is too low, maybe my vitamin D is okay, but my ferritin reserves are not great. Is it so important for me to come with that, or can I just go to you and say, what are the best supplements? I need to include them in my diet.
Yeah, good question. I think it's twofold. I think that number one, yes, I think it's very important to test ourselves, and not just the basic bloods and analysis that we usually get, to go to people like you that can even do further testing and look deeper into the results and say, okay, I think you need to do this and that from more of a holistic functional medicine perspective, like Dr. Shireen, somebody like that. Exactly. So there's that. And I think that's important. And I do that on myself. I test every 4, 5, 6 months. Mm-hmm. On top of that, there's going to be other things that you just have to trust the practitioners like you and like Dr. Shireen that might tell you, okay, there's no way for you to test for glutathione, but I think it's very important for you to take it every morning.
Yeah.
No test is going to tell you that you need molecular hydrogen,
correct,
but I think it's very important to detox your body at the cellular level with the hydrogen. So I think it's a twofold question, but the more you can test yourself and get a real understanding of what you need and what you're deficient in is the way to go.
But what I wanted to say is that it's so important to keep the staples in and then cycle your supplements, right?
Right.
Cycle them, because you don't want to take B complex when your B vitamins are already high.
Right.
You're basically just, and excuse my French, you're basically urinating really expensive, stuff right there, which you don't really need. So I think smart supplementing is the way to go, and cycling them.
Yeah, I agree, by the way. I'm big on the cycling as well. I think I learned some of that from you with the probiotics and running the cycles on it. And I do that with most of the supplements anyway.
Zinc is so important to cycle. Right. A lot of people just take zinc, not understanding it lowers their iron reserves.
Right.
And they're like, I take zinc every day for immunity. I was like, why?
Right.
Why are you taking it every day? And what's the dosage? Is it low dosage you're taking every day? And sometimes it's 50 milligrams. I was like, no, you should stop and you should cycle. And it's really important to understand why, especially when it comes to supplementation. It's so important to supplement smartly. How does supplementation change by age?
How does it change by age? Well, I think that it has a lot to do with your lifestyle as well. It's not just age. So I think age, it affects, like my mom, she's visiting and staying with me right now. She's in her early 70s. So she has certain things that she's deficient in and she needs to take. But I also have friends that are bodybuilders, athletes, it depends how active you are. Those people that are really putting their bodies through a lot definitely need supplementation and they're going to need a lot more of it. So I don't know if it's set per age as much as it is lifestyle and active and all those things as well. And where you live, like we were talking about earlier with the food, if you're living somewhere in the mountains or, somewhere in nature and you're getting all the best quality everything and you're getting, your meat from the land and all that, then I think your supplementation might be a little bit different over there too than us in Dubai, in the city, and so forth. So I think there's a lot of variables.
Yeah, for sure. It probably age is one of the factors, but demographics is so important. And the way I look at supplementation, for example, when I was in my 20s, I was looking for prevention and energy.
Right.
But now I'm in my 40s. Right. And in my 40s, I want bone density. I want hormonal balance. I want resilience. I'm thinking longer term in that sense. I think it also does impact our choices in terms of what defines health for us during that phase of our lives. So age is just one factor, but an important one.
Yeah. What are the core supplements that are beneficial across most age groups?
I would say the first and number one supplement is bone broth. And I look at it as a supplement because I know how hard it is to consume it through food. So I'd say a cup of bone broth, the one we're sipping on like now, good quality bone broth is crucial. You get all your collagen, L-glutamine, proline, arginine, all the different amino acids and minerals. And we talk a lot about electrolytes. It's so important to get in bioavailability. But magnesium, omega, vitamin D are crucial.
Right.
They're like the basics. There's no way around it. If you're not supplementing them, you're definitely deficient.
Right.
What makes one supplement better than the other?
What makes one supplement? I mean, there's just so much intention. I can speak to our products, for example. There's so much that goes behind the R&D of every single product.
I love that.
It starts as an idea, and then it's like, okay, what can we get into it? How much can we pack into it? Then it gets into the sourcing. And I mean, Shervin is a crazy nut job when it comes to sourcing. So we're talking flights to Africa, flights to Iceland, finding specific salt that he thinks is going to be the best salt and so forth. So I can speak to ours. I know that's what goes into it. I'm sure there's some brands out there doing some amazing stuff as well. I think you just want to stay away from some of the ones where you don't really know exactly what's going into it or how much real intention is behind each one.
Purity is key.
Yes.
It has to be pure.
Yes.
What do we look for on a label? So you're talking about purity, bioavailability. What else do we look? So let's say I'm at the pharmacy and I can't find Cymbiotika and I need an alternative. What do I have to look at that's close to what Cymbiotika's ethos and, in terms of purity? What stands out besides the marketing fluff?
Yeah, besides the marketing fluff. I wish I could say that there's a specific thing I would look for, but it's difficult, especially when you're just looking at one of these bottles and it just gives you a list of the ingredients that's in there and so forth. So maybe if they're writing some of the claims about their testing and their sourcing and so forth on the bottle, aside from that, I think it's tricky. And I think that's why you have to really do your homework before you go to the store and just blindly buy what looks good, on the shelf or see what. I think you really need to talk to your practitioners, talk to your functional health doctors and so forth and get some tips from them because they've done the research.
I personally haven't bought anything from the pharmacy for the past decade at least.
Same.
I don't go in and probably buy earbuds, things like, floss, things like that, everyday hygiene, like staples. But besides that, I never trust that there are minimal fillers, there's right dosage, that the purity's there, the origins are, written on the bottle. Very rarely do we see products like Cymbiotika that are transparent.
Thank you. Yeah.
All of them are not transparent.
I refer to most of the stuff I see in the pharmacies as just the dinosaur stuff.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of on their way out and people are catching on. Every day, more and more people are catching on. And I think it's just a matter of time before those things get phased out and people stop buying them. So is price a reflection of quality and are people overspending, do you think, on supplements?
Not always, but cheap does mean compromise. If something is cheap, they're compromising on something. And quality does cost. If you want premium quality, if you want the best supplements, products, bone broth, matcha out there, it does cost. But also investing in your health.
Yeah.
You're either investing in something that's keeping you, viable, strong, energized, or you're paying that same amount, the difference, in disease. Fighting it back, claiming it from, probably insurances and medicines and all the side effects. So I would say quality is costly, but cost effective at the same time.
Right. I agree. It's like you spend that money now on these things and it saves you from spending later when you're dealing with all the health problems that are going to flow.
Absolutely.
And with health, whether it's a gym membership or paying a trainer or buying high quality supplements or, bone broth or high quality ceremonial grade matcha, whatever it might be, I never regret those purchases.
Never.
Whereas it might be a pair of shoes or maybe
100%. My God.
some dumb thing that you bought and you go, the next week you're like, why did I get those? That was so dumb.
So stupid, right?
I never regret money that I spend on health and wellness. Never.
The thing is that you see, we're living in a society where we want to flash our things. We want to flash our car, big houses, nice clothes and everything.
Right.
And no judgment there, But again, the things that people don't see are the most important thing. It's, that vehicle right where we are right now, our body. And I've seen that again and again and again where people go like, yeah, I can't invest in this. I need to buy this house, my summer house. And right now I'm trying to cut costs. I'm trying to, and I was like, what do you mean you're trying to cut on monthly groceries?
Imagine that.
Because you want a summer house. Like this doesn't add up.
Yeah,
who's going to live in that summer house? Your buddy that's, fighting to be energized. What's the point?
Yeah.
And I get this sometimes, why is the Broth Lab, subscription is quite costly. I was like, how is it? You're getting, certified hormone-free, antibiotic-free, all the fresh herbs, no additives.
You can taste
it. You
can taste the quality.
The premium quality in that cup, and it's giving you all these nutrients that we're talking about, you and I. I mean, this does cost, but imagine the investment that the perspective we would change if we stopped looking at things with that,
right.
dirham sign,
right.
and start looking at what potentially it could offer us long term.
Right.
That's invaluable.
Yeah.
You can't put a price on that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get everything you need from food alone.
False.
Superfoods are just a marketing term.
False.
Collagen only matters for beauty.
Oh my God. False.
You only need supplements if you're deficient. False. Investing in high quality supplements is too expensive and inaccessible. False.
All right, before we close, let's say someone needs one small shift, Borna, nothing too complicated, that they can make today. They're hearing the podcast right now, and they're a bit overwhelmed, so much information out there.
Right.
What can that person do? One small change.
That's a great question. And just looking at myself, I really started my wellness journey in 2017. And it started with me just buying a backpack to go hiking. And everything started flowing from there. And in the beginning, I was totally overwhelmed because you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do that. And now with all the wellness influencers and health influencers and so much information coming at you 24/7, it can be overwhelming. And I think what you do is you just start by taking steps, you know? And if that means that you're going to start by drinking bone broth every morning, or if it means that you're going to get up and get, some sunlight right in your eyes every morning and go for a walk. And then what you'll see is every week you'll add something else. Every month you'll add more and more until all of a sudden you're 2 years in and you look back and go, wow, I feel so much different. Now people are coming to me for advice and so forth. So that's really what I did. That's what I would suggest to other people too.
Spot on. I think that's exactly it. Basic, small, consistent habits is the way to go.
Right. Do you see a return to ancestral or traditional wisdom when it comes to healing and nutrition?
Oh my God, the future is backwards. We're all looking at how mindful eating is back, slowing down, fermentation, slow, long simmering, rituals, going back to 2000, our ancestors, how they used to eat, how they used to sleep, how they used to, exercise even. We're taking blue zones, tips and hacks of how, longevity was back in the days. So definitely the future is health of how our ancestors used to live. So that wisdom will forever evolve. And we're seeing more modern, researched back information that goes back to the way our ancestors used to live, which is crazy if you think about it. They were always all along there. But we thought we can sort of get AI to do the work for us.
Yeah, I always thought my grandparents were crazy. And now I look back and I'm like, oh, they were right about everything. They knew it all.
Yeah. They consumed everything from the animal from head to toe. They understood, the nutrition is in the bones, in the tongue, in the intestines of the animal. We used to like, ooh, gross. But now we understand that that's sort of the OG of where all the nutrients come from. They would, regenerative farming, they understood how the animal welfare was part of our farming process. And that's how, farming should have continued.
Right.
But we moved away, and hopefully one day we would go back.
I think we're on our way back now.
Well, that's the end of our episode. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. And I want to thank Borna, my buddy Borna, who's bringing the best supplements to the UAE. Cymbiotika Middle East is available online. The Broth Lab is also available online. And if there's any questions we could answer, Borna, where can they reach you?
Thank you. That's very nice of you. Cymbiotika ME is the Instagram page, and my personal page is Borna_B. So feel free to reach out with any questions. And I just want to thank you as well, Hadil. It's always fun sitting with you. I don't think we've ever done a podcast before, but we've sat on panels before, and
Correct.
I always learn from you every time I sit with you. And I look forward to the next one already.
One of many, hopefully. And you can reach me on Heal with Hadil and the Broth Lab, Catcha, Matcha, and the Roost_AE. Thank you for listening.